Hey, what I'm here to talk to you about is about revelational stuff. It's about penguins. Why they not fly though? I'm really trying to figure out why they're stuck on the ground. I'm just off the top with this really, but let's talk about grace. We think about grace as in I forgave this person, I gave them grace. God forgave me, He gave me grace. What if I were to tell you grace is not just only about forgiveness? It is because grace allows things to happen, but it's also another way of saying it is the grace. So, for example, I, as a parent, I don't have no kids. I, as a parent, gave you the grace to buy a popsicle, right? Because it's like kind of like I allowed it. I allowed it. The same way like you allow in Toronto, they'd be like, I allowed it. I allowed it. Like I allowed somebody to do this. I allowed somebody to do that. Or like allow me, like let me do this type of thing. It's like the same way you allow people who maybe made a mistake or who did something wrong in your eyes and you allowed it, right? Like you gave them the grace. It's the same way God be like, I'm gonna allow you to prosper. I'm gonna allow you to be a musician. I'm gonna allow you to write a book. I'm gonna allow you to start a company on penguins. Let me stop. It's not about the It's not about the penguins. Forget about the penguins. But all that to say, God not only extends grace in terms of forgiveness to us and to people who want to believe. If y'all want the grace, y'all want to be free, just ask Him about it. He'll do that for you. But God also gives us the grace to do certain things that we weren't able to do before. For example, many a times we'll be like, this is small stuff. Like, okay, I find it hard to wake up early in the morning, right? Sometimes though, I feel like no option. Like I'll just get up out of my sleep and I was like, oh, I guess I gotta get up early. It's like God gave me the grace that day to wake up early. Right? Maybe God gave you the grace to be efficient at work. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get through this work day. But then it's like He gives you the grace when you ask Him for help. A lot of us, God has given us the grace for certain capabilities, for certain talents, for certain things that we're able to do that other people can't do. He allowed us. Allow me. He allowed us without us asking for Him to allow us. Okay. But He allowed us, right? And He allowed us to be musicians. He allowed us to make miracles happen for people. He allowed us to be good at business. He allowed us to be good at marketing. He allowed us to write that book and like, He allowed us to tell good stories. Like He allowed you. He gave you the grace. Now, in the same way though, the Bible, not me, but the Bible, God's book, be like, where sin abounds, grace is much more, right? The allow me is much more. Not like that. He's not letting you do it, but He lets it go more so He's able to see you so we could be restored, so we could be back friends, back together again. In the same way, it's a sin not to do what God told you to do. I'm talking to you. It's a sin not to do what God told you to do. Stop procrastinating. And I'm talking to me. It's just talking to you. Okay, when you edit this back, I hope you feel that. I hope you felt that punch. Yeah, it's a sin not to do what God told you to do. We believe sins is just like, oh, don't cheat, don't steal, don't have sex before marriage, don't be a liar, different things like that. But it's not just that. Sin is not doing what God told you to do, and especially not doing it the first time, okay? Because I know sometimes we'd be like, let me get another confirmation. I want to see it in the sky, paint a picture in the sky of what I should do, giving the clouds extra work, as if they're unemployed, as if they don't have jobs to do already. All right, sin is not doing what God told you to do the first time. Now, I don't know about you, but me, I have not done what God asked me to do the first time. That's sin. That's sin, right? Where sin abounds, though, the allow me is much more. God's told you to write that book. You haven't read the book yet. You haven't started it. You haven't even drafted nothing. That's fine. He's still gonna give you the grace to do it, though. I know you haven't started. I know it's like, listen, this feels impossible, but He's still going to give you the grace to do it, though. God told you to make that song. You're like, I ain't got the funds for studio time. I understand. You sinned. That's fine. But He's still going to give you the grace to do it, though. Just because you didn't play your role doesn't mean God doesn't play His role. Like He's still playing His role. He's just waiting for you to come do your part so y'all can fix this, like complete it, Because He won't do it without you. Like He could, but He doesn't want to. Like, stop delaying ourselves. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Grace makes a lot of things happen for people that shouldn't be happening for people, like necessarily. Like it gives them what they call speed. You move faster than other people. You do things better than other people. You have more ability to capture and to understand things more than other people. So stop delaying yourself. If He gave you the grace to do it, it's because you could do it. Stop hiding behind excuses and things like that. Just use the grace, man. Just use the grace. And I know you've been delaying it for a long time. If you have been delaying it for a long time, that's fine. He gives speed with grace. it gives speed. So instead of us continuing to repeat cycles, let's just do what we know to do the first time. Even if it's a small way, it's better than if we don't do it at all. We're not going to bring up the servants in the Bible that God asked them, what'd you do with your stuff? Like, did you multiply it or anything? They didn't even want to go try and flip it into something. They didn't want to go to the thrift shop, buy some clothes, buy one clothes and go sell it again on Depop. They didn't want to do nothing. That's disrespectful. That's mad disrespectful. God deserves better from us. All that to say, I'm gonna end this. This is short. I didn't even say what this was, but this is the That Which Is Good podcast. All right. The name might be changing. I don't know. I feel like it should. That which is good. You think about what's just good, you end up doing what's good. And that's good to me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Peace.